After I called Halloween 6's theatrical cut confusing nonsense, someone said, "Nah man, you gotta watch the producer's cut. It explains everything." So I did. Now I'm confused and pissed off. What the fuck is up, internet? Welcome to the channel and thank you for checking out this episode of The Reviewer. Instead of doing a full-on review like I already did with a theatrical cut, I'm just going to go down a list of the differences between the two and just explain what I think about them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you have to do what you gotta do.
I was honestly surprised how different they actually were from each other. I was kind of expecting some cuts and some edits, maybe a couple extra seconds here, a couple extra seconds there, but honestly, they're like totally different vibes.
When Michael Myers was 6 years old, he stabbed his sister.
Compared with
at the end of the theatrical cut, I was curious to what happened to Michael and Loomis. At the end of the producer's cut, I was laughing my ass off. That shit got goofy as hell. Let's start with the tone, style, and pacing. I feel like the theatrical cut aged itself, right? Like, there was a lot of like flashy, like up-tempo stuff going on, while the the producer's cut was a little like moodier, right? I feel like that aspect of the two, I feel like I like the producer's cut better, just because, you know, they had the classic Carpenter vibe of like the original, and maybe even a little bit, it was more like the second one actually, other than like the details of the Thorn shit. The pace of the movie, the music, where it was at, like the atmosphere, like it just kind of felt more like classic Halloween, where, and you know, like the theatrical cut, it was like cut. And a lot of that I like some of that. If they could mash the two together, like use more of that Carpenter vibe and less of like the fucking heavy metal music video fucking vibe.
Body's coming.
The whole Thorn shit, right? Like, watching the theatrical cut, I thought there was too much of the Thorn shit in that. But then after watching this, I'm like, holy shit, they cut a lot of that stuff out, which made me appreciate the theatrical cut a lot more. Even though it was kind of like weird and confusing, at least it wasn't like a deep, like a commitment. They didn't commit to that Thorn shit. It was kind of more of like a back burner type thing, which, man, if they could have just if they could have done that and kept the music the same, the Carpenter vibe the same, the theatrical cut could have been way better. Like, it probably could have beat out 5. It probably could have got up to 4 if they would have kept that part 2 atmosphere, even kept the Thorn stuff kind of the same, right? They could have cut out a little bit more of it.
The sacrifice of one family meant sparing the lives of an entire tribe.
I mean, granted, they had to cut it down to the theatrical cut from the producer's cut. I'm actually kind of impressed what they did with what they had to work with, honestly. The whole Jamie Lloyd and the baby thing, the producer's cut, I didn't care for how they did any of that shit, right? Like, I loved in the theatrical cut, I loved Jamie's kill. I thought that shit was like sick. Unfortunately, they use a different actress, but like, if you're the Jamie, you got the best fucking kill in the movie. And they go from that, and I mean, in the fucking producer's cut, I wonder what made him decide to go with that. I guess I didn't realize it, but looking at the differences online between the two, it didn't dawn on me watching the theatrical cut that Loomis was just hanging around the hospital. I thought he was just like somewhere they were like investigating Jamie's death, not realizing that in the fucking producer's cut she survived, and then she just gets fucking shot in the head. Dude, that's like the worst way for her to go out. Her going out in that fucking farm machine? Oh my god, that shit was sick. And then the baby thing, it's funny because they tried to make it vague, but I still got the sense that they were trying to say that Michael was the baby's kid. But then they just come right out in the producer's cut and they're like, they show Michael's fucking creepy ass like climbing up, like almost showed him climbing up on top of Jamie. It was like gross. Like, what the fuck? What made him decide to go with that? That was crazy. Fuck. And I was just kind of guessing. I was like a little like, wait, is that what they were saying? Yeah, that's exactly what they were trying to say. According to the producer's cut, they came out plain Jane. Michael fucked his niece and made this fucking incest baby that he's gonna have to kill. And then they're gonna fucking make the redhead's kid the new Michael. I don't know. I don't even know what the fucking plan was. Even after watching the producer's cut, it's still confusing as fuck.
To whom we offer this sacrifice of innocent blood.
I didn't like how they used Loomis in either of these movies. Like, at least in the producer's cut, you kind of see him more. He's like kind of running around a little bit. Then he does that weird shit with the fucking Thorn tattoo that just appears on his arm at the end. That shit was fucked. Granted, I feel like you could tell he was pretty old, and you know, he ended up passing away, I think while they were filming this, actually. So when they cut things down, they kind of just cut a bunch of his shit out. I mean, Loomis was still Loomis, even though he was old as fuck. He was still like, you know, sneaking into, still doing psycho shit. Fucking sneaking into Strode's house and fucking warning the mom uninvited. Just fucking boo, you know. That shit was crazy.
I'm very sorry, Mrs. Strode.
Yeah, him chasing down the Thorn leader, Win or whatever. That's some Loomis shit. But yeah, I didn't really like how they used Loomis at all in either one of these movies. But it was definitely done, I feel like, a little bit better in the theatrical cut because you didn't have that shit with him. You just had him screaming at the end. So you're like, oh, what the fuck happened to Loomis? Instead of, wait, is Loomis seeing a fucking tattoo appear on his arm? What the fuck? Is he turning evil? What are they saying here? Is he the new Michael Myers at like 87 years old or whatever the fuck age he was? What the hell? The music was huge. That was a huge difference. And it kind of goes with what I was saying off the bat about the theme. The atmosphere, that Carpenter atmosphere. Like, we got to hear the theme a lot in the producer's cut. Like, it was nice. And the fucking theatrical cut, oh my god, dude. It was like, I'm telling you, it was a rock video. And all those fucking flashy cuts and bang and all that shit was so unnecessary. And it was just kind of cool to like just hear the theme. It just kind of like, maybe they overdid it a little bit. They could have cut some of that shit out. But I didn't mind it. I feel like where it was in spots was still pretty good. I mean, it got me more into it and made things more creepy than fucking guitar riffs left and right over top of the theme. I don't know what made them decide to do that. I guess I just wanted to make it cool. That's one thing I really wish the theatrical cut would have kept, that music stuff. The score, that vibe, instead of adding all that guitar stuff, which just kind of like, it was just too over the top. It just, like I said, through all these fucking movies, anytime I talk about the music, if it's bad is when you notice it. And I noticed watching the producer's cut that it was in it more, so I was paying more attention to it and hearing it a lot more. But yeah, the theatrical cut just kind of ruined a lot of the movie. If they would have just kept the regular theme A lot of the shit in that theatrical cut would have been way better.
Compared with
I mean, the violence and the kills are just way different. Like, it starts out with the same kill of that fucking blonde nurse at the cult hangout, the cult hideout, whatever the fuck was going on there. Like, she gets the same kill. It seemed even a little more brutal, actually. I'm not sure what was different about it.
compared with
But yeah, like then he breaks the neck of the guy that Jamie steals a truck from, instead of like breaks his whole fucking head off. That shit was just way crazier. Jamie's death sucks in the producer's cut. Oh my god, that shit was awful. She's just waiting on a hay bale and gets stabbed. The crazy thing is, he left the fucking knife in her because when they were looking at her in the hospital, the knife must have been in her. The doctor pulled that shit out.
Outside Haddonfield. Stabbed.
That was crazy. I made a comment in my review for the theatrical cut where I thought it was kind of goofy how he was like, she was walking through that barn and he was like flashing in the background. That would have been way cooler than her just like sitting down, breathing hard on a hay bale, waiting to get fucking cut up. They fucked that whole thing up. I think I just like the theatrical cut better. It does so much stuff better. I just wish that it would have kept the music from the producer's cut, man. It would have been, dude, it would have been such a better movie. They changed Jamie's death. They changed that guy, the truck owner's death. They changed the redheaded's dad's death. Like, dude, what the hell? Part of it was cool, like the lead up to it, where I feel like in the theatrical cut, dude just turned around and Michael was there. But in the producer's cut, you see him like coming at him, and that was sick. And then Michael's slamming him around, and it's clear as day that it isn't the same actor. Either it's a stunt double that doesn't look anything like the guy, or it's a doll. That he's like slamming up against the electrical shit. That just quickly takes you out of the whole scene. After you see him like lunging at the guy, which looked pretty fucking cool. And then you get rid of the whole fucking head exploding thing. You don't even see the guy like getting electrocuted really, just kind of like from the side, and then you see flashing lights outside the house. The theatrical cut was way better there. And then you don't get that whole scene. Like, I still don't understand what made Michael turn heel and kill all those doctors in the theatrical cut, but that was just way more interesting than him like standing next to the cult looking like a fucking douchebag. You look like a fucking douchebag, like a tool.
By these runes, transform us.
Hey! Hey! What up?
Michael, and they're like talking to him, and he's like, what do I do? Like, what the fuck? No, make Michael go into the fucking hospital and slaughter a bunch of people. This is way better. I don't know what made him decide to do that weird shit. Anytime you like make Michael look like weak, that's the biggest issue I have with fucking Halloween Ends. Like, I just don't understand why they made him such a pussy. Like, that's not Michael Myers. Michael Myers is a non-feeling, bloodlusting fucking maniac. Not some, like, bitch that's, like, watching, like, he's gonna sit there and watch some fucking dude kill a kid? Like, what? I don't know. That shit was fucked up. The violence was way better. Michael was way better in fucking the theatrical cut for sure. I have to go with, of the two movies, I feel like both of them suck. Neither one of these movies are very good. But I think the theatrical cut could be like, it has more potential to be better. If they would have just taken the music from the producer's cut and left it in the theatrical cut, it would be a good-ish Halloween movie. It wouldn't be one that you're just like, what the fuck were they doing? Right? Because there's just so many, it's so confusing. But the music would make up for that. Because Michael's a badass. As long as Michael's a badass, you have the music and the atmosphere right. They could have used a little more of the atmosphere from the producer's cut. Like some of like the slow, there was like a lot of slow, drawn out stuff. Some of it was a little too slow. Like the mom, like her death was really like kind of annoying because it was just dragging out. And the dad's death, like, dude, I mean, I get that you're like, what's in the washer's running, but there's no electricity. Yeah, I get it. But come on, open the goddamn thing. Right? Like, open the fucking door. Some of that shit was like a little too much, but that kind of vibe is what you're looking for. All they had to do was just kind of tweak like the Thorn stuff. And I get that Loomis, like I said, Loomis passed away when they were doing these, before they did these reshoots. So you couldn't do anything with him. But they could have switched some of the stuff up to make it a little like, let it be vague. Leave the ending up to us. Like, that's not too bad. Like Loomis screaming at the end. Michael's mask laying on the ground. Instead of going back to the Michael thing. Like the stone, I was so confused. So they put these stones around him. Tommy Doyle brought these fucking stones to trap Michael. Why would he ever imagine in a million years that shit would work?
Tommy, where is he? It worked. Power of the runes stopped him.
Right. And then Michael's just standing there. Then Loomis shows up. So he couldn't kill Tommy because of the runes, but he could kill the fucking lead guy. When? He didn't even kill him. He just like knocked him out, and then I don't know. That shit was so stupid. It was way better. It was way better to have Tommy just beat the shit out of him. Like, stick him with the fucking needles and beat the shit out of him. Than the ending they got. I don't know. That was so fucking stupid. I was just like, I was laughing the whole goddamn time. That shit was so dumb. But I mean, if I had to pick one of the two, I would have to go with a theatrical cut. I feel like they made the right choice in picking one of like two dumpster fires, right? At least it was a little bit better. But man, they were both still pretty fucking bad. You would have to like mix and match and change a lot of shit for me to put either of these even mashed together like a hybrid version of this. It would still need a lot of work to put itself above even 5, right? Like, I would put it above 5 maybe if it would have kept the music and some of that Carpenter vibe, like the part 2 feel. But the Thorn stuff, man, I get the Man in Black, like, what the I don't know, man. Neither of these, I'm going to go back to what I was saying. Neither of these movies are good, but if I had to pick one, it'd have to be the theatrical cut. And that's my review. Let me know in the comments what you think. Did I nail it, or am I totally fucked in the head? Anyway, that's all I have for now. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.